Good afternoon, everyone. The entire world is aware of the horrendous human rights abuses in Syria, including barrel bombing of civilians, attacks on hospitals, widespread reports of rape and abuse by Syrian government personnel. A week ago, the President took action, together with our French and British allies, to deter the use of chemical weapons and protect the human rights of Syrian civilians.
Down.
We condemn the ethnic cleansing of Rohingya in Burma and the atrocities committed against them, and we are working with partners to address that crisis. More than 670,000 Rohingya have fled to Bangladesh in recent months. Hundreds of thousands of civilians have been internally displaced. Those responsible for the violations, abuses, and attacks must be held accountable. The DPRK is one of the most repressive and abusive regimes in the world. As the report makes clear, the Kim regime systematically neglects the well-being of its people to underwrite and fund its illicit weapons programs via forced labor, child labor, and the export of North Korean workers.
영도자 동지께서 극장에 도착하시자 중국 공산당 중앙연회 대외연락부장 성도 동지, 중화인민공화국 공전권대사 리진군 동지가 맞이했습니다. 손님들과 따뜻한 분위기 속이었습니다. 경의하는 최고령 나서 생각할 수 없다고 말했습니다.
China continues to spread the worst features of its authoritarian system, including restrictions on activists, civil society, freedom of expression, and the use of arbitrary surveillance. The absence of an independent judiciary, the government's crackdown on independent lawyers, and tight controls on information undermine the rule of law. We're particularly concerned about the efforts of Chinese authorities to eliminate the religious, linguistic, and cultural identities of Uyghur Muslims and Tibetan Buddhists, as well as restrictions on the worship of Christians. The Iranian people continue to suffer at the hands of their leaders. The right of peaceful assembly and freedoms of association and expression are the legitimate expectation of all individuals worldwide. Unfortunately, for the Iranian people, these human rights are under attack almost daily. Finally, the Russian government continues to quash dissent in civil society, even while it invades its neighbors and undermines the sovereignty of Western nations. We, once again, urge Russia to end its brutal occupation of Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula, to halt the abuses perpetrated by Russian-led forces in Ukraine's Donbass region, and to address impunity for the human rights violations and abuses in the Republic of Chechnya.
Хочу вас поздравить с праздником и тех, кто сейчас работает, ветеранов. В отношении ветеранов хочу сказать, что задел, который был вами сделан, и сейчас используется активно и в Советском Союзе, и потом в России. Но, несмотря на известный период сложности, мы постепенно разворачиваем эту важнейшую деятельность. Она важна и для обеспечения оборонной способности, для народного хозяйства. Вы знаете это лучше, чем